by Nathaniel Wilson. Where is it? Japan is an archipelago, a string of islands that stretches more than 2,400 kilometers just off the east coast of Asia in the Pacific Ocean. Japan is small, smaller than the state of California, and includes the four main islands, along with thousands of smaller islands. The country closest neighbor are China, North and South Korea, the Siberian region of Russia, the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea, lies between Japan and Asia. The East China Sea lies to the southwest of Asia, and the Pacific Ocean lies to the east. The largest island in the chain is Honshu, which includes more than 80% of Japan's population. The other primary islands are Hokkaido, Shikoku, and Kyushu. The country's largest cities are on Honshu, with nearly all of them located along the east coast. The capital of Japan is Tokyo. It is also located on Honshu. More than 32 million people live and work in this sprawling metropolis. The city, a bustling center for international trade and business, is one of the most populated cities in the world. Millions of people also live in areas surrounding Tokyo, forming what many call Greater Tokyo. People typically travel from these surrounding areas into Tokyo on high-speed trains called bullet trains, as well as on slow trains called subway. The city is the main transportation hub for Japan. It is said that more people pass through the Shinjuku railway station in Tokyo than any other railway station in the world. Although Japan is a small country, it has a population of more than 127 million, with 90% of its people living in urban areas. Many people who live in cities work in banks, restaurants, hospitals, and other service industry. Others work in factories producing high-tech electronics such as cell phones, computers, and television, as well as other products such as motor vehicles and machines. Japan is one of the leading producers of electronics in the world. In cities along the coast, some people work in Japan's massive fishing industry, which includes one of the largest fleets of fishing ships in the world. Because Japan's cities are so crowded, many people live in tall apartment buildings in the suburbs surrounding cities. People typically live in houses and small apartment buildings. When space allows, meticulously grown Japanese gardens appear beside some homes. In some Japanese homes, the floors are covered with thick rice straw mat called tatami. It's customary for Japanese people to remove their shoes when entering a home. Some Japanese live on thin beds called futons that roll out the floor. The rooms in some Japanese homes are divided by thin paper or bamboo screen instead of walls. Japanese people observe many rules for manners, such as for greeting people and serving guests. For example, instead of shaking hands when greeting each other, they bow. How many times they bow and how deeply they bow depends on the person's social status. Japan's main language is Japanese, the writing of which is very complex. It uses two scripts known as hiragana and katakana, which contain about 50 symbols that represent different sounds. Japan also uses kanji, which are borrowed in Chinese characters, and even the Latin alphabet we use in English. Land. Japan It's a rock country covered with lofty mountains and surrounded by water. In fact, most of Japan is mountainous, which is why nearly all of its cities are located in the vast coastal areas. The land of some islands is so deep that the people cannot live there. The highest peak on Mount Fuji, a volcano of the southern coast on Honshu. Japan is located in one of the most geologically unstable areas in the world, with more than 70 active volcanoes and 1,000 earthquakes annually, and 1,000 an earthquake that occurs along the ocean floor creates a giant wave called tsunami, which means a harbor wave in Japanese. Fast-flowing river cascade down the mountains of Japan and into the flood area. This river has provided water to the many rice farms throughout the coastal land. Lakes can be found both near the ocean and in volcanic craters called calderas that have been gradually filled with rainwater. Monsoons influence Japan's climate by causing high winds that can be wet and stormy or dry. Temperature throughout Japan typically vary widely, with a cooler climate in the north and a warmer climate in the south. Japan's wide temperature range is similar to the temperature range along the east coast of the United States. Japan's rainy season in the fall also brings the threat of typhoons. History: the Japanese called their country Nippon of sun origin, because they once believed that Japan was the first place on which the sun's rays shone. The country is also called Land of the Rising Sun. The Japanese civilization is thousands of years old and was heavily influenced by its Asian neighbors to the west. This influence can be historians think that Japan gained knowledge of growing rice from Chinese thousands of years ago. In addition, the religion of Buddhism spread from Korea to Japan to the sixth country. However, Japan has also developed its own unique traditions and customs. Shinto is one of Japan's main religions. Many people observe both Shinto and Buddhist customs. Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples can be found throughout the country. Japan's history is rife with conflict over both land and power. However, the empire of Japan has come from the same family. The Yamato dynasty for more than 2,000 years is the oldest continental monarchy in the world. In the 12th century, a Japanese warrior seized control of the country. He was the first shogun or military king. For centuries, Japan was ruled by shoguns. The shoguns continued to allow the power family to serve as emperors, even though they had scant power. This time of the shogunates was the time of samurai. Fierce warriors who followed a strict code of honor. Samurai were also known as skilled fighters. During this era, Japan operated under a system of feudalism, in which lords owned areas of land and wielded power over the people living on the land. This peasant had to work for the lord in order to live here. In the 19th century, Japan became a democracy in which people elected leaders to Japanese parliament, called the Diet of Japan. Still has an empire today, but since the end of World War II, his duty has been commercial, not political. Celebration. In Japan, people celebrate many holidays and festivals throughout the year. Among these holidays are the ones that celebrate rice planting, harvest, and the good health of children, and others that honor their great ancestors. One of the most important holidays in Japan is the week-long celebration that leads up to New Year's Day on January 1st. During this week, it's a common Japanese practice to clean the house and pay any debts. People also send good luck New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, people often dress in traditional kimonos, especially prepare food and visit a nearby shrine to pray for good luck for the coming year. Another important uh, celebration is the Latin festival called Obon, held in the summer. Obon allows the Japanese to honor their ancestors. During the festival, lanterns or candles are lit and set on the river lakes to float slowly away. Food. Rice is an important part of Japanese diet. It is sometimes served in small round cakes called mochi as a snack. Japanese people also rely heavily on surrounding ocean. For food and incorporate fish and other seafood into many meals. In city, sushi and sashimi, both made with raw fish, popular fast food choices. Many Japanese believe that food should just look as good as it tastes. Meals are typically served as different small dishes, green soup and sometimes noodles, like the Chinese neighbor. The Japanese usually eat with chopsticks, which are long. The utensils made of wood. The Japanese followed many rules when preparing and presenting certain types of food. For example, one traditional ceremony is centered around serving tea. It was a highly organized and elegant process. This tea ceremony is usually held in a special room created just for that purpose. Conclusion. Japan is a small island country covered with mountains, yet it includes crowded, bustling cities filled with high-tech industry. The land shakes with earthquakes, volcanoes erupt, and typhoons rage, while Japan's people continue to thrive. Over thousands of years, the Japanese have learned to make the most of land and water around them. They grow tons of rice in small areas. They harvest large amounts of fish and seafood from the ocean too. Chinese tradition and custom mingle with cutting-edge technology, making Japan a place that embraces two worlds, the ancient and the modern.
Good job! We need a little... You pass. Oh yeah, don't... What? No way!